Hello and welcome to the Prospect Blueprint. I'm Kelly Kleinman. As baseball hemorrhages its fan base to father time, the average viewer is well into his 50s, and kids choose faster paced sports like soccer and lacrosse, not to mention video games. The baseball brain trusts are scrambling to find a way to shorten the game and provide more excitement. They blame the pace of play as the culprit, and they're right. My guest today has taken the issues afflicting baseball, specifically youth baseball, and has developed a variation of the game that not only speeds it up, but leaves kids breathless as they attempt to keep up with the pace of the game. It is, in my opinion, the resurrection of youth baseball as we know it. David Klein, founder and experienced designer for SpeedBall and Legends baseball camps. Welcome to the Prospect Blueprint.
Cool, Kelly. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Pleasure to have you. Now, with Speedball, baseball has unquestionably become new and improved, especially for younger players. How did Speedball come about, and how do you play it?
Yeah. Well, first off, excited to be here and tell you all about it. It started in the pandemic, as many cool innovations did. But really, in Northern California, I'm not sure about the rest of the country, we were told by the county in order to play organized rec sports when the pandemic first hit, we had to stick in 12-player pods. And so for me, as a baseball coach and the leader of a youth program, I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? How are we going to play real baseball games with 12-player pods? Because we weren't even able to play other teams in competitions. So I put together a little program and did a little bit of trial and error throughout our summer camps. And what we came up with was that, you know what, it absolutely is possible to play games with just 12 players. And what we saw was that you could split up that group of 12 players and you have 4 hitting and then 8 in the outfield, 2 teams of 4 in the field. And so with that, we set up an entire fall and winter last year for 6 months where we had teams that would play. We'd have a group of 12 and 4 would hit, 3 in the outfield, 1 of the outfield, and then move to the infield. So you rotate from infield to hitting to outfield, and the game just moves. The kids don't sit, they have fun. And we implement a whole nother slew of speed up rules so that they are getting in a kid pitch game maybe 3 times as many at bats. In a coach pitch game, they're going to get 5x the at bats they'd get in a typical little league game, upwards of 12 to 15 at bats per game. So it's really exciting. We love it. The kids love it. The community loves it. And we're excited to see where it goes.
What are the rules? How many outs? Are there walks? Is there a run limit? How does it play?
Yeah. So we take a little bit of more of a progression, and our program in particular is pretty high touch. So every week is going to look a little bit different as we move on. But for kid pitch, we start off with no strikeouts to start. We just want the kids putting the ball in play, and then we move on and we go 5 strikes and you're out, 3 strikes and you're out. You have about a minute in between innings to get to the home plate. I then will as the pitcher, I'll start a countdown if the kids are not up at the plate. And so it moves really, really fast particularly for coach pitch. We have home run lines, which we think is ridiculous that Little League does not have attainable home run lines. Like, it is so fun to hit a ball out of the park. We should be bringing that to the kids at the youngest levels. We have a 4-run limit per inning, so that keeps things moving. You can't play the same position 2 innings in a row, so kids are learning all different types of positions. And then with the littlest groups too, we have an all-time coach as a first baseman, which makes it so the innings flip really fast. So that's sort of coach pitch. And the kid pitch is just a little bit different than that, but very similar to Little League rules. But the key with the kid pitch is to make sure you have catchers ready to go, and very limited warm-up pitches, no mound visits, no dead time. Anywhere where there's potentially time that's wasted, we try to address all those areas and limit them so that you're getting a lot more baseball in 2 hours than you would in a typical Little League game.
What's really important is that you don't have those merry-go-rounds. So once a pitcher walks a couple guys, coach steps in, delivers right down the plate, right?
Exactly. In the kid pitch, after 3 walks, even at the 12-year-old level, you're out of there. It just keeps things moving along. And the cool thing is every player gets a chance to pitch if they want every single game because we have enough time to do that because of how fast it moves.
How long are the games?
Well, we put them out there for 2 hours, but what we've observed is that if the game is moving pretty fast, they're literally going to be out of breath. After about 90 minutes, maybe an hour and 45 minutes, that's usually about all they can take because they will be tired. It's like a basketball or football game, but we're playing, with that type of breathing, but we're playing baseball, which is pretty darn cool if you ask me.
And I have experienced it. He's telling the truth for sure. There were a lot of kids falling asleep in the car on the way home.
Yes.
When is the season played? And where do you see SpeedBall in 5 years? Where do you want to go with this?
Yeah, so great question. I see it being a big play in the fall and the winter, potentially during the summer. I think Little League has a lot of merit. I think there's a lot of good there. I think that there needs to be another option other than travel ball, other than Little League. Where does the kid go that is not going to be maybe an elite youth travel ball player, but he wants a little bit more baseball than Little League? It's very limited right now as far as what's out there. And so our hope is that SpeedBall, we will have SpeedBall leagues in every single city in America, big metropolitan areas. We're trademarking it right now. On January 1st, if you're listening to this and you're interested in having your own SpeedBall league, we're selling franchises. So you could, you could potentially be running your own SpeedBall league, and it works well with Little Leagues. We're seeing Little League coaches that are reaching out. They want to put their own little groups into it. They're reaching out to us. All their kids want to play SpeedBall at practice instead of regular baseball. So it's starting to catch on like wildfire. My goal is to have it everywhere in 5 years from now.
And right now you're currently in the Bay Area. You want to mention the cities?
Yeah, well, currently we're in the Bay Area, Marin, Menlo Park, Los Altos, and San Jose. We plan to kind of blow out the Bay Area in 22. We have some people in LA that are interested in running some programs for us and franchises. So we're going to start off obviously in the Bay Area and the West Coast, but then hopefully move more national.
David, how can you be reached?
You could reach out to me on Twitter is good. I think I'm Coach David Klein on there, Klein. And then email is great too, david@legendsbaseballcamps.com. I love connecting with people. I love talking baseball. So if you have any questions or this reached you or you thought it was interesting or you want to learn more about it, feel free to reach out. Happy to help.
David Klein, founder, head coach, and experienced designer of SpeedBall and Legends Baseball Camps and the new Collegiate Summer League team. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Kelly. Appreciate it.
Well, that's it, folks, for the Prospect Blueprint. I'm Kelly Kleinman. Remember, what you pitch, you end up catching. So be nice to each other. Have a nice day.